Animals are our friends. We don't have to turn our stomach into graveyards for dead animals.
But animals eat other animals.
Well, but we have
If
more.
animals eat their kids, does it mean that we should do the same thing? We don't. We don't. They exist
But
on
if
the
we-
planet for their own reasons.
But if we give them the same value as we're applying to them, I mean, this is a Peter Singer type argument about cruelty and utilitarian eating food, is that you're also having the same ability to say, oh yeah, no, fetuses and everything else and babies are just have the same value of animals, but we do require food. And eating it's fine.
Actually,
and we're going to
you
pig
raised
out every once in a while.
You raised a very good point. We have plenty of plant-based foods to feed the entire population many times over. In fact, by eating animals, we are creating a very inefficient food system. In fact, because of us eating animals, we're actually causing 2 million children die of starvation every single year. And then another 500,000 to 750,000 animals die of lack of fresh water. Our Lake Winnipeg, our freshwater lake, is now a dead zone.
But most of the places that are in here are actually organic, so
Organic
slash free range.
Okay.
So a lot of the ones that here, they're actually having free range animals, etc. And a lot of them are bred specifically for
I'm
them.
sorry to
and
tell
they're
you-
not polluting into the water.
I hear you. I used to think like that. I'm sorry to tell you
she's
that
arts and
free
culture.
range, in fact,
She's
is
a
a
historical
marketing
interpreter
myth.
for this
There is
Minneapolis
no
museum.
such thing like a humane meat. It's a marketing gimmick to get you to pay more money. And free range, when they remove all the barns within, all the cages within a barn, and cram more chickens in, cram more pigs in, they call it free range. There is no regulation to govern that.
That's
So-
true.
That's also with the organics industry as well.
Organic,
There's no
the
such
only,
thing as
the only difference between organic and inorganic meat
They
is
often don't
just
brand,
the,
like, eating
it's
events
the
like
feed.
that.
But with people who are like me, who can't eat a lot of the beans and stuff
They're
like that
actually-
because they have
it's interesting 'cause
IBS.
they're more
What do you suggest?
You have lentil, you
Oh,
have
God.
whole
The
grain,
museums, like,
you have all kinds of vegetables like kale that get you excellent
But then I have to be
protein,
grazing and
calcium.
grazing like almost 24/7. I just can't do that.
Um,
How many? Okay, how many stomachs do you have?
I'm sorry,
How many stomachs do you have?
I have one stomach.
That's right.
Right.
And how many intestines you have? 2. Now
Okay.
you have a long and a short
Yeah,
intestine.
almost
One's
close.
for
It was saved by
digesting
Christ.
like plant proteins, and one's for digesting other proteins. So technically, we are built to eat being omnivores.
I'm glad you raised it.
We also have incisors and grinding materials.
Okay, I'm
same with
glad
the
you raised
museums,
it.
but people
Our
don't understand
K9
is
teeth
that
are
the
for us to
artifacts,
eat hard food.
once they're gone,
Our intestinal tracts measure from
they're still
head,
off right away,
from
or
the
you have to be
top of our
careful.
head to the tailbone.
Yeah,
It's
but
about
museum, you have to do
13 to 15 times our torso length. Sorry, torso length. And just let me finish. I'm giving you an answer. Sorry. So our intestinal tracts measure 13 to 15 times our torso length, measure
That's
from
right.
head to tailbone. Versus,
And if you take like
and
4
then-
people, you can actually reach the moon.
I'm sorry, versus the intestinal tracts of animals being 7 times their torso length. That means animals can actually push out cholesterol a lot faster than we can. That's why animals don't have the heart disease that human beings do.
They also don't cook their food. So they
Sorry?
can also just
Look at elephants. Elephants build protein, build their muscles based on plant-based foods. Look at cows. They don't eat animal products. So,
Lions do.
sorry?
Lions do.
Okay. So
Ants actually do. Ants actually farm milk and eat aphids.
you know, it's interesting. I used to think like that, but when I look at bears, male bears eat their cubs. Does it mean that we should do the same thing? We have choice. Animals
Actually,
don't.
humans can't actually eat their own kind because we can't digest them, and it actually causes sort of like mad cow disease type things. We get the shakes and get brain damage to them.
In fact,
The
the
same thing
meat
that happens to cows when you feed them
The
other
meat
cows.
industry, not my statistics, the meat industry kills 30 million people every single year. The meat industry is the biggest killer of the on the planet.
But what about
So you're
the rice
saying-
fields in China? People that work in the rice fields in China for the government die like by the thousands every year. And rice is organic and vegetable. I think it's all about the regulations of how the workers are treated and or how the
I
meat is
used to
treated.
blame the governments for not having
But are you
regulations.
talking about, so are
But
you
we're
okay
talking
with
about
GMOs? Are GMOs okay?
If you're no, absolutely not. If you're concerned about GMO,
what about wheat?
Sorry, sir. you
Wheat
can't-
is a GMO. We've been using wheat for millions of years.
Okay.
It's one of the first GMOs that
Would you
ever
like me to,
existed.
would you like me to give you an answer?
Sure.
If one is concerned about GMO products, one should really be concerned about eating animal products because the only way to raise animals on a very massive scale, still to make a profit, is by feeding them GMO products.
This is true.
So
Because we're learning how to do it better.
if we really learn how to do it better, Bill Gates will not come out to the world and tell the whole world that the future of meat is vegan. And in fact, United Nations back in 2006, let me just finish this point.
I read your little article.
2006, it's telling the whole world a global shift towards a vegan diet is vital to avoid the worst impact of global warming, world hunger, as well as fuel prices. I'm sorry, sir, I have to end our discussion.
Okay,
it's a very interesting discussion because I have to keep my battery. Thank you. Animals are friends. Don't eat them. They feel pain and suffering as much as we do. They want to nurture the family and love life as much as we do. Why love one but eat the other? Animals are friends.
Long crowd, sweetheart.
We don't have to swallow cruelty. Animals are friends. We don't have to turn our stomachs into graveyards of animals. As we consume meat, we are consuming antibiotics, growth hormones, arsenic, which is extremely toxic.
Come on.
Animals are friends. We don't have to eat animals.